Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the British Boxing Blog podcast with myself, Andrew, Stephen, and we are delighted to have been joined by the man himself, Siesta, who will be discussing all of his KOld Wars plans post-lockdown. It is a genuinely fascinating and insightful listen. I hope you enjoy it as much as we did recording it.
Thank you for joining us, Al Siesta. Quick, hot off the heels of your announcement yesterday, which has got a lot of people talking about the return of boxing, including British fighters on July the 9th with the KOld Wars sort of series. Could you just tell us a bit more about that, Al, please, if you don't mind?
No problem, gents. Of course, I don't mind. That's the reason we're talking about this. It's perfect. First of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm really grateful. And secondly, I just had communication with someone and someone said to me, "Oh, Al, what about us coming back and self-isolating for 14 days? They don't understand that we are talking about mid-July. And we haven't even reached mid-June yet. And from 15th of June, shops going back on. I can't really, can you, unless we're having the second wave, can you imagine that we will be self-isolating in the middle of July?
Fingers crossed, hopefully not.
I don't think so, Al. I think you've made a good point there that things are changing every day, and you only have to look at the news tonight. There's been more changes about people being able to meet up this weekend. And as you say, another month down the line, then, you would like to think the way things are going that there's going to be more progress, don't you? You know what I mean? So I think you're right to have a positive outlook. Some people may call you ambitious or optimistic. What do you think of that? So,
Man, look, if the positivity, the hope and faith, that's what drive us forward, correct? I can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if someone's going to say, okay, there's a possibility that 2050, I won't be around, so might as well, it's not worth living. Do you know what I mean? So it's just absolutely crazy concept. I mean, I can see how, the pandemic subsiding and death toll is sliding down and Europe is opening up and we need to be thriving and be happy and stuff. I really can't stand that moany, bullshitty outlook on things. You know what I mean?
And yeah, 100%.
It's winding me up. It's winding me up. That's why so many people down, because they just like can't. Okay, anyway, let's be positive. KOld Wars.
Yeah, go for it. Tell us what's happening.
It's just, I thought it's a good idea. Two nations, English, British and Russians, big boxing nations, have big heritage, lots of champions, very interesting characters. And me being a Russian man who lives in England for the last 25 years, being able to put something like this and showcase different aspect of the promotional game. Why wouldn't I do that? It's like being bilingual and having that luxury to bring Russians and Brits together in the boxing ring. I'll be an idiot not to take the opportunity, And so that's why. And KOld Wars is a great concept. Very competing nations, 50-50 fights, unbiased judging, 10 rounders, competitive boxing, very closely matched. Why wouldn't we want to see that?
Absolutely. Great name as well. And I think it captures the imagination. It's something different than just, here's Al Siesta putting on a small hall show with prospect v journeyman. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, it sounds like it's going to be competitive. It's that sort of dual nation thing to it as well. So I think it's different, and you've been creative with it, and I think that's what boxing's probably going to need to come out of the other side of all this, and maybe try and capture people's imaginations rather than just, here's 5 fights, 40, 36, etc. Something a bit different.
Exactly. You just nailed it. Absolutely. And you know what?
Thank you.
People who know my matching outlook. People like Paul Reddy, who worked a long time for Matchroom Boxing and is my great trusted partner in crime. So we were making lots of fights, but the thing is, Paul and I were massive firm believers of very close fights, 50-50s. I never understood, let me tell you that, before, when I entered boxing, I never understood this concept of beating the journeyman who is coming to survive and earn money for living by letting you win. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's a bizarre concept. I don't think it exists in any other form of sport, but as boxing fans, you just sort of get used to it and accept it.
Let me tell you something. Really, what it is like WWE, but hidden, and is authorized, I'll do you a favor type of thing. You can bash me up. I will be performing my 35% just in case, not 40, just in case you're going to get knocked out accidentally. So you can build your record, pad your record, sell as many tickets as you can, get as many followers on Instagram as you can and social media, and then go and find someone really good and fall face down in the second round. That's what it's all about, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So how difficult or how easy did you find it to get some of the British lads involved in this and maybe taking that risk?
There is 70% of British fighters that got massive aspirations and never get the opportunity to fight on any television platforms because unfortunately this is the small country and is the limited number of networks, and it's still more networks than anywhere in the world who are ready to invest in boxing and deliver boxing to the consumer on TV. But still, it's a bit of a monopoly. It's only two promoters, I mean, who's having the television to themselves at the moment, and no newcomers are welcome, you see? So me being Russian, I want to force my way in, as you know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And if Mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad goes to Mountain, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I want to bring really good fights, competitive fights, breeds, lots of guys who wants to fight saying, Al, I'm ready to fight anyone. I mean, I don't need to tell you about Russian attitude. It's exactly the same. We just fight. People just want to fight. And those fights, that's exactly what makes it exciting. And I tell you more, I've got freedom. I don't need to sell a single ticket. I need to sell a great event. So what people will be paying for, I'm just finalizing the sums, and I'm kind of tending to think on 599, this is the maximum that I can ask the UK hardcore fan to pay for the great event. And it's just beautiful. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, I know it will be 50-50 fights. So I don't need to worry how many tickets my fighter sell, and I don't need to worry about protecting him. Oh, God forbid he's going to get banged out. I've got a single thought in my head like that.
And then I guess fighters as well, on from their side, they don't have to worry about how many tickets they're going to sell. Do you know what I mean? They that's a weight off their mind as well, surely.
100%. All they need to say on their social media, here's the link, come and support me, or watch me do the business. Do you know what I mean? That's
and
it.
Then for boxing fans that have been sort of starved of the sport for 3-4 months, you know, by the time July comes around, you know, 4 months or whatever, then I think you're going to get a lot of enthusiasm, aren't you? And I'm sure a lot of people.
I'm hoping, brother. I'm hoping. You know what I'm also hoping at?
Go on.
I'm not a pessimist, and I'm quite.
I've gathered that.
I'm quite optimistic, but it has been competitive, behind the scene, backstabbing, sabotaging towards my activities in this country in the past, and I know exactly who was behind all of that stuff. But God is the judge, and I leave it in the hands of God to tidy up the situation for the future. But all I'm trying to say, that's why I'm actually pleased that I'm at secret location in Europe, that no one can tamper with what I'm doing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And as you know, 29th of June last year, I had a massive debut on Boxing Social, Viasat, Russian networks, American network, South African Super Sport. I had about 75 countries waiting for my broadcast, and then security didn't turn up in the quantity of 25 people, and then telling me that it was an accident. Fuck you, I want to say. Do you know what I mean? Fuck accidents like this. So that's what I'm saying. And obviously justice will prevail. They'll get what coming to them. And in the meantime, I've been wiser. I've been more aware. And this time I'm protecting my own intellectual property. I'm protecting my investments, and all for the sake of delivering great content, great excitement, and just something that we all were really, really waiting for: professional boxing with UK fighters involved. You know.
So is that what you're looking at the minute, Al? Is that sort of, like you say, like a hidden location in Europe?
I mean, the location, obviously, the information will leak through and people will know where that is. But all I know, that location is secure enough for anyone who is not friendly to what I'm doing to get annihilated there instantly. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's what I know. So, and it's very good location. I've got television studios. I've got local TV station helping me with all the logistical stuff. I've got hospitals on standby in terms of coronavirus testing, which I do firmly believe no testing will be required at that particular time. I have everything there. I mean, I have local government. I have local security forces. Everyone can't wait for this event to come to that city, you know? So there you go. And there's this KOld Wars, but in the good gesture. Do you understand? KOld Wars.
yeah.
And the KOld Wars, the wars will be in the ring, but outside of the ring is love, but nothing else. Do you know what I mean?
That's the best way.
So that's the thing. And I'm also wanted to add something. I read some. I'm the kind of guy who will have 1,000 very good comments, very kind of promising and encouraging, and one comment will be bad, and this is the comment that will be stuck in my head for days, you know. And I read someone said, what did I say? Oh, come on, British promoters, don't be mugged. Oh, something like that. Come on, British promoters, get your finger out or something. You're getting mugged by Europeans and Dana. So just want to point something out. I am actually British, and I have been here 25 years, and I am British Boxing Board of Control licensed boxing promoter. So
Absolutely.
I am a British promoter who brings British boxing back. And just because I've got heavy accent and I also got dual nationality and choose Europe for destination for the safety purposes, doesn't mean I'm bad.
No. I think it's the best of both worlds, I think, Al.
Exactly, man. You know, but some ignorant individuals sitting there thinking, oh, how can I criticize this good-looking, intelligent man? Do you know what I mean?
Got to pick one somewhere.
I think one thing we've learned over the years of doing this is that you're never going to please everyone on social media. There's always going to be that one comment, isn't it? You know, it's the world we live in these days, isn't it? You're always going to get people chipping away at you, but it's never crossed our mind. We've seen you at a lot of shows over the years, and you're part of the furniture these days, surely, aren't you, on the British scene?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I love British. Look, my relationship with British fighters, promoters, and managers, and matchmakers and trainers is, I'd say, just incredible relationship. I know every single person. My database is huge. I can just call directly and say, right, okay, bro, let's do this and this and this and this. I'm never going to go around the bush and tangle you in with prices. I'll tell you exactly how much I'm ready to pay. I'm telling you exactly every penny you're getting, and I'll give you my love. And everyone, look, you can speak to any British fighter who has ever worked either with Siesta Boxing or with me personally. And I'm absolutely adamant there won't be a single negative connotation there, 100%. Because I love boxing, and I am also trying to be a good person. And boxing is actually a great opportunity to showcase your character and who you really are. Perfect. Because in boxing is too many dodgy characters, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So that gives me a great opportunity to shine, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And I think as well, eventually the dodgy characters get found out very quickly.
Or not.
Or not, maybe. I think
I mean,
there are too many that, as you say, they may be looking out for themselves rather than the boxers, and word like that travels very quickly at times.
Man, let me tell you this. I mean, and you know that, guys, come on, we've got the heart in the right place. We know this business is so dirty, full of cowards, full of snake and full of cowards who hiding behind each other and can't answer things, or can't say what they think, or they're lying, or they hiding the truth, or things like that. I'm not. Listen, I am a very grown up person. I don't want to say old, because I want to be kind of portrayed as a new coming promoter. They're going to
We'll
say,
say
man, you got
wise.
great beard, you know. But what kind of man am I? What kind of man am I if I will be abiding by the rule of this dirty game? And I've got no preference. I've got no friends in this business. Lord is my friend. And therefore, I know people are going there to the ring, risking their health when they fight, and potentially it could be fatal, and they've got families and they're earning their bread by really, really hard way. And all I can do is care about their safety, number one, make sure they're getting paid, make sure they treat it fairly, and also try to prevail, not try to protect their longevity so they can continue fighting and come out safe on the other side, you know? And, you know?
I think, obviously, you mentioned there, Alan, obviously you've had some frustrations and stuff in the past, and, you know, it hasn't always been easy for you in boxing, but what is it that makes you keep coming back time and time again? Is it just that love for the game, that love for the fighters? Do you just love the sport?
Yeah, I love the sport, but also I've got no choice. I've got no choice. I have to stick to it. Look, I don't have any second business. I'm not a Russian oligarch who's got oil rigs, or copper company, or clothing brand, or multimedia, social media company, or whatever it is, the media mogul. No, I'm just a simple, ordinary man who's got dreams and aspirations, who can talk a little bit, who understands English language slightly beyond the OSL level life in the UK, you know? So, and just love boxing. And this is my 24/7 vacation. This is my 24/7 dedication. And this is the only thing I know. I used to be a musician one upon the time. I became bored. I realized that 12 notes maybe not enough. I'm only kidding. and and that's it. Just I thought, you know what? I mean, this is all pop. It's pop. If you want to do avant-garde, no one cares. Or if you want to be true to yourself, you'll die really poor. And this boxing is a great opportunity, because sport is more honest than art. And I tell you why. In art, we could be liking two different. Look, I could be liking Stevie Wonder. You could be absolutely hating Stevie Wonder. And it's all about horses for horses. But if we've got Muhammad Ali, you undeniably loved by everyone. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the planet. Fact. You would like to be faster, but you know he is the fastest man. Where in art, someone gonna splash piece of paint on the canvas, and people gonna say, "Look at this, it's Kaczynski. This is the best piece of art I've seen." And then you get taxi driving, you're gonna say, "What is this pile of shit?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that opinion against fact, isn't it? Like, as you say,
Exactly, 100%. Personal preference, opinion, driven by media. And they trying to do that in boxing. You can't lie to me who is the good fighter or no. You can have all the follows, all the backup. I know you coward. I know you shit. I know you can't fight. I know you've been punch bag fed. That's it. Simple as that. Like Tony Bellew says.
It's a good impression, that.
No. He says, simple as that, or something like that. I can't even say that.
At this point now,
superb.
Can you give any names for British fighters involved, or is it too early at this point?
I tell you what, I've got pretty much everything sorted, but knowing the British scene and being a matchmaker and working here for a long time, I can see and I can predict that within this week, there will be crumbles. Someone gonna crumble, someone gonna try to lay at night, gonna say, my God, I'm facing Russian man. Oh, fuck. Right, okay. Let me see. Oh, his fights. Oh, he's a bit tasty. Oh, mate. Oh, he's not cheeny. Whatever. Oh, what excuse can I find? Oh, when is lockdown? When is lockdown finishing? Oh, I've got these commitments. I've got that commitments. Oh, I'm a bit overweight. Listen, honestly, I need that Spartan, and Britain are full of guys like that. They just need to reach out and say, I had text today on the Instagram from 13-0 fighters saying, Al, I'm down the lead. I'm up leads. How would you say in English? Up.
Everywhere's down for us.
Yeah. Where are you boys? Where are you boys?
We're Newcastle.
Whoa. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me
Opposite
tell
end
you
of
that when I
Portsmouth,
came to
innit?
this country, boys, you would love that. When I came to this country in 1996, I was in Southampton playing the pool tournament in the pub, and there was two Geordies there. I was 100% convinced they were foreign because of the way they spoke. The way they spoke, and I didn't speak any English, but I thought that no Brits definitely they can't.
And neither did they.
Do you know what I mean? This is insane.
This is
Yeah,
me posh voice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Geordie accent is incredible. It's just multidimensional. It's proper crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, we're doing quite well to understand each other, I think.
It's brilliant. I love that, man. I love, but Newcastle, man, the love, and I loved Newcastle when I was there. I mean, your Brooklyn Bridge, I call it, in Newcastle. It's looking stunning. I mean, the city is fantastic. University, incredible. The people are very vibrant. Look, I love England. It's my home, honestly. Britain is my home, 100%. For any race, religion, any minority, sexual, ethnic, this is the best country in the world. The most, I mean, people are moaning. People are going, protesting now. Stop comparing yourself to United States. You've got nothing like in America at all. You've got black people are the most freest, the happiest, and the most consolidated race. So as Eastern European, Orientals, Asians, we all absolutely equal in this country. And whoever can tell me otherwise, I can tell you, go and fuck yourself. Because I know.
Quite,
you know what I mean?
It's quite good to hear you say that, though, because it has been one of those weeks where, it's just been going mad, and you think the whole world's falling in on itself. But then sometimes you need that positivity, like you say, and you need to realise that, hey, not everyone's bad, and there's a lot of good out there from all walks of life.
Boys,
it is.
Exactly. Listen to
a
this.
bad place,
Southampton. I never seen so many mosques anywhere in the world. Do you know what I mean? How can you say to me that Britain is anti-Islamic? No chance.
No.
Listen, you go to the English pub, yeah? Any pub. I mean, okay, maybe it's historic now because of pandemic, but you go to any British pub. Look, you see all the multinational, multiracial people just buzzing. People don't see color in this country. Listen, if you want to see, they say, you know what they say? Something said to me, oppression, it's a state of mind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So England definitely is inappropriate place for the protest.
We came a long way from KOld Wars here, haven't we?
Yeah. But back to KOld Wars. Listen, there's two fighters I offered to this Russian guy, super welterweight, and his team. The white fighter, is a bit slightly easier, and the black fighter from UK, more awkward. I'm just giving you this comparison. Russians went, get us a senior Byfield. Do you understand? Instantly, without even watching. So because it's a privilege.
Because it's ingrained in there. That's just their automatic response type of thing.
100%.
As you say, it's wanting that challenge, isn't it, to prove themselves?
Definitely. And it's not driven by race at all. It's just like basketball, the unbeatable American dream team. Do you remember?
Yeah, the 92.
Everyone wanted to beat them. Everyone wanting to beat them. It's like in judo, you want to beat a Japanese fighter, correct?
Yeah, of course.
I imagine so.
That's the standard bet, isn't it? That's the standard. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so that's the situation. So
Sorry, go on now. Sorry.
Yeah, you speak. Sorry, apology.
No, I was just how many fights in total are you looking at then between these UK fighters and the Russian fighters? How many?
12 fights altogether. 12 fights altogether. And
wow. Does that work out at like 3 fights on each of the 4 cards?
Absolutely correct. We've got 10 rounders, 2 10-rounders, 1 8-rounder, 1 float in case of stoppages, which I really doubt that. I said to Russians, to TV, I said, let's have the studio with big rap artists who really interested to be in the studio. And Russian Hammer Kudryshov and Bupa's coach, very famous trainer, who's very big celebrity on Instagram. I said, let's have the studio with these people rather than have the flow. They say, no, let's keep the flow just in case, And I'm saying, okay, because I'm confident most of the fights going to go to distance and it will be a stoppage. It either will be an early freak because people are cold, or late
Mm.
stoppage because someone gonna grind someone down. Do you know what I mean?
How easy has it been to put the whole thing together then? What's been the main challenges, would you say? Like trying to deal with the two different sides and during these lockdown period. I know you're quite positive in general about coronavirus and stuff, but you know, it has been going on and you know, what's been the main logistical sort of issues you faced in trying to put this together for July the 9th?
To be honest with you, just officials in terms of boxing federations and the fear which got inbred and conveyed by the media to people about self-isolation upon return, and people don't understand so I remember being in April and started talking about KOld Wars, and I'm saying that it would be good somewhere in July probably, as I can see things developing, and these are the time scales, and someone goes, no way mate, it's going right into September. I'm saying, what? You insane. How are you going to survive? How world will survive without money? Oh no, we're all on furlough. No, you're on furlough, not Europe, not Russia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So that's how I think. Just people being slightly negative, being getting down. I mean, really pussy attitude. You know what I mean? Just spent at home 10 weeks. Now everyone just broken. It's just pathetic. Do you know what I mean?
So do you think that's, you know, British boxing in general, do you think that's the challenges they'll face? Do you think it's more of a sort of like on trying to come back? You know, I'm talking your Matchrooms, your Frank Warrens, your MTKs. Do you think is that the obstacles they'll have to overcome? Is it more mental, or is
They have to
the
overcome
finance?
logistical. No, I understand, definitely. I mean, good question. I mean, they have to overcome logistical.
Yeah.
Logistically, it's nightmare. Let me tell you something, yeah? This is not a secret. British Boxing Board of Control learned their lesson when Chris Eubank fought in against what's the man's name who died in the ring?
Nick.
Jesus Christ, Michael Watson.
Oh, sorry.
Michael Watson.
Not died in the ring, but sorry, got really heavily injured.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The face of boxing changed severely after that, and unfortunately, British Boxing Board been thrown under the bus. They survived and then learned hell of a lesson about health and safety, the preparation, the so on and so forth. So now, if anything, they are over analytical, which I'm not criticizing and supporting that, because they're dealing with human lives. Every time I'm busting Dennis Gilmartin or Robert Smith about something and begging them to let someone in or help me and just allow these fighters to fight, I keep forgetting, because they just don't want to be responsible in case something will happen in the ring. It's not about them being difficult. It's about them trying to prevent the situation of fatality or any heavy consequences. And I'm fully behind that. So therefore, their consciousness and cautiousness in regards to the sparring and opening the gyms are understandable, but also it's driven by common sense. So if, for example, it's allowed now to people socialize in the gardens over 6 people or whatever, members of the family, or and you can start doing one-to-ones, I think, and the death toll is declining. I can't see the reason why from 15th of June, for example, which is next week, people can't start sparring, you know, and just take it by ear. Plus, it's been a new study about the virus is not that aggressive within the carriers. So people carrying this virus and nothing happens to them. And in fact, arguably, scientifically, lots of people had that virus already. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just testing began very recently. I reckon I had coronavirus before, because I came from Spain in December and I was very ill one day. And the next day I was fine.
Yeah, we've said that. Both me and my wife have said, like, we've been ill over the last few months, and you're not sure. You don't know whether it was or what, but you sort of get over it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, and we know that World Health Organization messed up. We know that government legislations, they all acted really late. They didn't know what to do. I mean, I'm surprised being from Russia and you guys being in Newcastle. In southern England, it takes 1 millimeter of snow and people not going to school and work. I don't understand what's that.
Yeah, it's that modern mentality, isn't it? Like, as you said, it's it's cautious. It's the safety first sort of way of thinking.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, I respect that, and I learned about health and safety because I mean, I love England for that, and it's fantastic. And I'm supporting everything in terms of health and safety. It's funny because I just tried to remember a couple of English words and I forgot completely. Scaffolding. You know what? When I saw for the first time, I tell you why I remember that. When I saw British scaffolding for the first time when I came to this country, I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? What's going on? Because I used to some sort of very skinny ladders and bamboo sticks in Russia. And people with no helmets standing on each other's shoulders. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. What about Al from the like the financial point of view? Because I heard an interview with Steve Goodwin on Talk Sport the other day, and he painted quite a bleak picture going forward for small hall shows with no fans there, and he just said he doesn't know how it's going to be able to happen until maybe next year because there'll be no ticket deals, and unless you've got a rich benefactor or sponsor who's happy to throw money at it, then he was quite worried about the outlook. What's your take on it for someone that can sort of knocks about those type of shows, and you know you've got fighters on them shows and stuff? How do you see the small hall game like bouncing back from this?
Steve Goodwin is an accountant. Of course, he's going to say that. Not really, really. I'm solidar. I'm completely in solidarity with Steve. He's right, man. It's really hard. I mean, I know what promoters saying when they say, yeah, it won't be any opportunities. And I agree. And the purses need to be adjusted accordingly. But I'm an optimist. Let me tell you this. Siesta Boxing is a crazy company. And I tell you the main reason for that. I piled money and I've been out of pocket every single show I made. But let me tell you this. You don't water, you don't harvest, correct?
Correct.
There's no any, guys, you need to give in order to receive. And I know with people who makes financial sense, and I'm not one of them, I can tell you now, because I'm still a musician in my heart. And obviously I can count, but let me tell you that. We spent lots of money for our own entertainment. We go to holidays, we buy expensive cars, expensive clothes, or we spend money on booze or whatever it is. We go play golf, we got hobbies. Boxing promotions, for me, it's an investment. I'm investing in order to receive some sort of return in the future. So I am out of pocket heavily for KOld Wars, significantly, but I have on the back of that, I have partnership with the television channel. I have partnership with the broadcasting outfit, with the television production outfit, and media companies. And we are ready to take this trip together. If we lose money, be it. But I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to improve my P&L every time. Hopefully one day I will see the profits, but I'm not driven by these thoughts. I never relied on any ticket sales. I detest the concept. I think promoter is the one who has to promote the event. You sell your tickets. Let's fight it to be in the camp and train. I know what you're saying. It's a great idea. But who wants to run around and sell 100 tickets and then go and get banged out in the ring? Nobody. So what is the next request? Al, could you get me someone safe so I look good? Correct?
Yeah, like that's one of our biggest sort of bugbears. What we really dislike about the whole model of this. It's not based on like what we were talking about before about boxing being a case of who is the best and there being no sort of hiding place. All these little factors come into it, and it just totally shifts the whole model of it, I suppose.
I think on a local level, there can be like a bit of a popularity contest at times. It doesn't matter how good you are. It depends how many tickets you sell, and that's not always fair on fighters because there can be some really talented kids out there who struggle to get dates because they don't sell many tickets. And there's something unfair about that, you know. There really is, but it is the nature of the beast for a lot of British small horse shows, isn't it? Which, like you say, it's not your way of doing things, but which is amazing, but not, you know, it's unfortunately there's a lot of people's, isn't it? And it's hard, you know, it's really hard on some of these lads sometimes. And sometimes we wish, God, I wish there was more we could do, but there's not really. So it's quite refreshing to hear you say that, really.
Boys, I tell you something. There's a saying, being famous is better than being good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this concept got adapted into professional boxing, and every single promoter at the top is seriously relying on this concept. But I've got bad news for them. Just because your kid sells thousands of tickets, does it mean that you can safely bring him to the world title shot? Yes, it
Exactly.
works sometimes, and sometimes it goes hand in hand, but not every famous fighter is good, and there are a lot of talents, and this is your job. This is your job as a promoter, to make that fighter famous for his best assets, which is fighting talent. I tell you, this nightmare, Myris Bridges didn't like talking. He didn't like doing interviews. World Boxing Super Series and 2 events before, I had full house, 11,000 in Arena Riga. There you go. Just because I came to the small country and I tried to show Latvians you've got this incredible talent
Superstar. Yeah.
that is completely neglected. This guy banging everyone out is a killing machine, and you have an incredible chance as a nation to have a world champion in boxing. People looked at me like schizophrenic in the beginning, but when we won a couple of fights, the nation really quickly got behind us, and Bredis is a massive, massive celebrity and
Good.
massive back in Latvia. So
That's a brilliant story, that, because he's a brilliant fighter as well. So it just goes to show, like you say, that there is different ways of doing it, and good. I'm glad that ended like that, and people got behind him, because he is a great fighter. And just because he's not a natural speaker doesn't mean he should be denied an opportunity, you know.
100%. I tell you more. Just because he's not a natural speaker, and you giving up on him, means that you're not doing your job properly. You're not a promoter. You're not a manager. Don't tell me that the guy doesn't look right, or he doesn't speak well, or he's shy, embarrassed. Make him speak well. Be his neurolinguistic programmist. Bring inspiration out of him. Support him. Support him. Tell him that he's the best. He has to do it. Challenge him. Make him a star. That's what defines you. Everyone can pile millions on the fighter and make him big. Come on, do it with 1 pence in your pocket. Let's see what you can do.
Do you know what I mean? As you say, it's the job of the promoter to promote, isn't it? If the boxers are selling the tickets, if the boxers are the ones sort of, you know, chatting at the press conferences and making a scene and drawing all the drama, like what is the promoter actually doing?
Exactly. Promoter just doing accountancy, put things together, and then moaning after saying that his show didn't break even. Of course it won't break even. I haven't seen a single social media post. I haven't seen anything at all. I mean,
yeah.
So that is the situation. Guys, we need to eliminate my dream. You know why lockdown being good? Forgive me, not in terms of pandemic, being disgusting, but you know what I gained in my understanding from it. This is actually a unique opportunity to tackle record building once and for all. I think people scared too much to lose their O. And you know what? And people who got their loss, people saying, oh, I can't invest, he's got loss on his record. How disgusting that line is, tell me.
Yeah, that's annoying, that. I know there's so many stories in boxing. People need to realise it's not all about the O. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's many stories where people's bounce back from it, and so there should be, like, there's too much importance put on the O in this country, I think, and it's quite annoying at times.
Yeah, that's why UFC says about boxing that it's a pussy sport, because exactly for this reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like the critics of that will turn around and say, "Oh, like so and so, he's lost these fights or whatever." But in the UFC, they don't have the opportunity to pad their record. They lose fights because they're fighting the best regularly.
Exactly. They've got like debut 50-50. Then after your third fight is 50-50. Then you've been told that you're an underdog, but you have to take it. That's what it is. I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao. That guy has an incredible, incredible career. Been down, been knocked out a few times, 40 years old, 4 decades. Every single weight is unbelievable. The champion, that man got greatest heart and everything. You know what? He is a true inspiration for anyone in the sport. Anyone. You know?
Absolutely.
Look at Floyd Mayweather. Do you know what I'm saying? My God. Saying, yeah. I don't even think the guy belongs to himself, to be honest with you.
Funny you mentioned that those two, because I was reading comments from Bernard Hopkins, and he was saying out of the two, he would rather have Pacquiao's record because he challenged himself, he faced adversity, he fought guys in their prime, and all these things. Like to the boxers themselves, the losses don't, like to those legends, the losses don't mean anything.
Exactly.
Which is how it should be.
Floyd lost at least 2 times anyway. I mean,
Look
second
at
Huh?
Look at Muhammad Ali as well, the greatest of all time, and he lost. So, it shouldn't mean as much, should it?
Exactly. Shouldn't be. You shouldn't be even thinking about it, because if you're not losing, how are you learning?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just insane. It's just crazy. I mean, it's easy people with padded records saying things. You see, but the problem, you see where the problem lays as well, technically. Every time you go through camp, you leave lots of resources outside the ring. In the ring as well, it takes a toll on your body, and then you coming out fighting a journeyman with 0 wins and 50 losses. If you're not beating him within 4 rounds, people raise an eyebrow and saying that you're not really good. And if you're stopping the journeyman, that's not doing any good to you, because you just spent an entire camp of 3 months for 1 minute of boxing.
Yeah, you get more out of sparring in some cases.
Exactly. So I don't understand this padded records and stuff. Oh, it's too early. Protecting. Look, people gonna say, "Oh, shut up, Siesta, man. Come on, you plug in your event." But I don't care, honestly. I don't care at all, because I just want this equally matched, competitive fight between the guys. And you know what? If someone gonna say, "I'll give me an opportunity, I fight this kid," let other people think that I'm an underdog, but I'll show you what I can. I'll give that person a chance. Trust me.
Looking forward to seeing some of them in action then from the 9th of July. How can British fans tune in? Obviously, you mentioned earlier about sort of finding the link and stuff. How exactly is it going to be watched from the UK?
I tell you, it will be watched on either existing or newly created OTT platform. It will not be on YouTube. And I tell you why it will not be on YouTube. It takes one complaint from the jealous party or someone who doesn't want me to succeed or do some good stuff in boxing. And suddenly a day before, my account going to get suspended on YouTube and everything goes down the pan. Can you imagine a scenario like that?
Yeah, not good.
I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. So it will be on secure, encrypted OTT platform equivalent to like DAZN or London's Reel or something like that, where people can get instant access, the link, they pay $5.99 and they're going to have their great entertainment. I will have, if you purchase all 4 events, it will be £20. Also, I will keep their money safe before events taking place, so they're eligible for immediate refund if anything goes wrong, God forbid, if you know what I mean. And they will be protected. They're going to have great content, great events. And the timing, I already know the broadcast time. The broadcast time is 20:30 in the UK and 22:30 Russian time, because we've got 2 hours difference. So it's 9:30, the event will start, and it takes 2.5 hours approximately of entertainment. And I had greatest confirmation this morning that my executive partner, the main ring sponsor, and so on and so forth, will be one of the best bookmaking companies in the world, Parry Match, who used to sponsor Conor McGregor in UFC.
Fantastic, great news, Al. Sounds like that's fun. It sounds like you're getting well backed and well supported, which I'm sure you're absolutely chuffed about.
Yes, I'm very chuffed, and I'll try to make it work. And I don't want to be out of pocket, of course, but the reason I'm running the pay-per-view events, they're not even pay-per-view. I'm calling it Go and Fund Your National Promoter. Because guys, I wanna put those 50-50 fights. Look at this. Look how many fights we've got in England. I want to do KOld Wars middleweights, KOld Wars welterweights, KOld Wars heavyweights, KOld Wars debutants, KOld Wars contender, KOld Wars prospect. I want to run all sorts of events. Let's just keep it going, guys. Come on. Let's keep it going. Let me do the thing. Let me promote for you. Let me have the consensus. Send me the fights you want to see. Realistically, don't send me Joshua Tyson Fury. It's not my jurisdiction. Yeah. And,
It's already done and dusted, that, man. It's fine.
yeah, well, I believe it when I'll see it.
That's exactly what I said earlier.
Yeah, right. But what I'm trying to say, just let's be realistic. Let's give your local guys opportunity. You know, and this absence of the crowds took the pressure of selling tickets, and now people facing first time. Actually, I can fight. I can get a purse, and I don't have to sell a single ticket, and I can showcase my talent. This is exactly what I'm looking for, you know.
Just one more question, Al, before you go.
Before you get rid of me, okay? Continue.
Before we cut you off, who else? Who are you managing these days, UK wise, and what is the outlook for them? Have you still got Luther Clay? Is he still one of your fighters? Or
definitely, I have Luther. He's born and bred. Siesta boxing is my cub, my little baby, my little embryo project, which we had from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And now he's very good, top 5 British welterweight. He's fighting Chris Congo. I have other guys I'm signing at the moment. I don't want to announce yet because I'm in negotiation with their trainers.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I want to do and stuff. Will be fighters. I would like to work with the fighters who's got bollocks, who's got understanding, who's got commitment, and who is not scared to fight and who's not scared to lose. That's what I want to work with. You know?
Any Northeast interest? Could you ever see yourself coming up here at Newcastle and maybe, have a look?
Yes, I had a meeting with Newcastle boys. Unfortunately, pandemic ruined it for us because we were putting plans together. But let me see. I will revisit your Merseyside. Is it Merseyside?
No, Tyneside.
Tyneside, River Tyne, yeah?
Yeah, Tyne Bridge.
Oh, that's the one.
Right, okay. My geographical UK ignorance could be fully blamed upon my Russianness, yeah?
Yeah, we'll accept that. We'll let you off.
Please, guy, let me off. If that would have been the British person, we would have annihilated all three of us together. You know what I mean? but because I'm Russian, forgive me. Such an easy escape behind my Russianness. Do you agree?
Yeah, it comes in handy now and again.
Especially when you went on the red light and police stop you, saying what you have. You say me no speak English. You know.
Al, thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us tonight. Straight on the back of your announcement for KOld Wars, and we'll continue to plug that and give it shout outs on our Twitter platforms and stuff and Instagram and that. So yeah, we wish you all the best with it. So thank you again.
Boys, tell me something. How much of it will you cut out?
Nothing.
No.
We probably just put it as is, unedited, raw.
Okay. Hopefully, I won't get banned by British Boxing Board of Control for not doing anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no, it's been a great listen. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Gents, God bless you. Thank you for spreading the word. Yeah, let's work together. Let's smash it. Come on. We need
anytime, mate. Thank you.
We need to tighten up, man.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Gents,
thanks, Al. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.